Wait a minute. Same right.
On ticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Jake Bakoven and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
Happy Wednesday to everybody out there. It is one of the best times of the year. It is time for the NCAA tournament. We got a little bit of action last night, a game that even came down to the buzzer in Pittsburgh and Mississippi State. Pittsburgh ultimately winning that game to move on in their 11th seed to take on Iowa State. We've got a few games tonight as well. Rico, did you participate in the first four last night? Did you get in the spirit? It always feels a little bit awkward because it is on, I believe it was on True TV. I don't think they have like the full group of people that they bring on as far as personalities for it. So it always feels a little bit awkward out there in Dayton, but it's become a bit of a tradition.
I did not.
You did not.
I did not. I watched Bert Kreischer's Netflix special that I was at in Omaha. So I watched it again.
Oh, they put the Omaha one on.
Yep, that was the Netflix special, the one that they recorded. So
nice.
I was there. You can't see me. I was in like the top level, but I was there.
You're on Netflix.
Yeah, I'm on Netflix.
Yeah.
I need to update my IMDb page.
That's right.
But no. That's what I did. I didn't watch the first four.
Well, that's fair enough. Are you plan on watching tonight? There's a pretty good matchup.
SEMO and so Southeast Missouri, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
And Texas A&M Corpus Christi play at 5:40. And then Pitt and Mississippi State play at 8:10. You can actually hear both of those here on the ticket also.
Well, those were the games of yesterday.
Were they yesterday?
Yeah, those were yesterday's
games.
Games.
Why is mine different? Okay, here we go. So it's Fairleigh Dickinson and Texas Southern
there you go.
At 5:40, and then Nevada and Arizona State at 8:10. And again, you can hear those on the ticket.
So is the are we I should have probably asked this at some point. Is the old school, is that ending then prematurely?
5:30.
Prematurely.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
They go a half an hour shorter than their normal 2 hours.
Okay,
so they'll go an hour and a half, and then it switches over, and you'll hear Fairleigh Dickinson and Texas Southern if you want to on these airwaves.
Yeah, and that's a good time also to promote. It's not just first four. We've got NCAA tournament action after our regular programming. Again, we'll be out at Wings and Rings at 68th and 0 tomorrow and Friday. Tomorrow, you're going to want to come out there if the first 68 folks get ping pong balls. And, of course, if your team wins the tournament from there on out, then you are going to be going to get some prizes. You're going to want to go in there and try to get the number one seeds.
You're going to be a very happy person.
That's correct.
It'll be good for you. I don't know which games we have on the air, but we'll have two games starting. It's like as soon as our programming is over, 6:00. I think we're switching right over to Westwood 1, and you'll be able to hear some basketball action here on the ticket. So
that will be fantastic. Looking forward to that. Rico, did you fill out a bracket? I know we've been looking.
Not yet.
Yeah, I figured since
Not
you were
yet.
watching the Netflix special.
Yeah, not yet.
You didn't figure.
I have the paper ones at home that me and the wife, and we're gonna have the kids fill them out, quote unquote. And we're going to hang them up on the wall. We're going to see who is the most right. And then I'll fill mine out and put it into our ticket pool, which anyone can join on ESPN.com. You go to the bracket challenge and type in 93.7 the ticket, and you'll find that one on there. You join that. Not the one that says old. Join the other one. And you can win. The winner of that will get a gift bag of ticket goodies and some goodies from some of our sponsors, and you'll have bragging rights over all of the on-air personalities that participate, which I believe is going to be almost all of them.
Yeah, we just got Terrell to fill out his bracket, although I don't see it over there anymore. So
I think he's currently filling it out. That one doesn't have anything on it. I think he's currently filling it out.
We're trying to get Terrell in there.
I hope so.
I filled out mine last night, and how'd
you feel?
I might still adjust it. I don't know. I got to the Elite Eight, and I was just like, screw it. I'm just picking this team. I don't know. I ended up with UCLA over Alabama.
In your championship game?
My championship game.
That is interesting.
It is a year where I do believe there's probably a pretty good chance teams outside of the 1 and 2 lines will get in, but I just went safe and went pretty chalky there. I did choose some upsets, and there's just a lot of games that I'm really looking forward to, particularly Penn State and Texas A&M. Both those teams are very hot. The 7-10 seed And then they'll take on the 2 seed Texas if they can get by Colgate in the Midwest bracket.
That's going to be a good one.
I'm still convinced. I mean, Xavier's doing pretty well. Iowa State's nothing to fluff at. I know you like Drake. I like Drake as well. Indiana's really been coming on. That Midwest bracket, I think, is the toughest for any team to come out of.
That West bracket is to me, that West bracket is harder. Kansas, although they floundered in the Big 12 tournament, Arkansas is kind of doing their thing. Illinois has kind of been a hit or miss team, really. St. Mary's was on track to win the West Coast Conference until Gonzaga did Gonzaga things. UConn has been flirting in the top 5 all year. Iona is coached by a Hall of Fame coach. TCU, a pretty surprising team this year. Gonzaga is in that side of the bracket. Northwestern, the surprise of this year, and then UCLA, who, I mean, you have going to the championship game. That West portion of the bracket is stacked.
Now, that one's pretty darn good too. And I also have to shout out the East. I mean, because Purdue's going to have Memphis or Florida Atlantic, who's only lost 3 games. That 8-9 matchup, Memphis and Florida Atlantic. Memphis, of course, just knocking off Houston. Purdue's likely going to have to play one of those teams in the second round. And then what they'll have waiting for them likely in the Sweet 16 is either Duke or Tennessee.
But Oral Roberts has a 7'5" center, so be careful there.
No, that'll be interesting. A little matchup. We'll see if Filipowski
it's going to be a little weird.
Handle 7'5" center.
But yeah, Tennessee, they were at number 1 at a portion this year. A lot of these teams were at number 1 at a portion this year.
K-State, Michigan State, Marquette, all in that bracket as well. I think you could make a case for any of those. I don't think the South has the same. So
the South is weak.
With the easiest.
The South, Alabama has the easiest route to the Final Four. The easy. I mean, the toughest team they're going to face is going to be Arizona if Arizona can make it out of their portion of the bracket. And Arizona's the 2 seed. Yeah. I mean, Baylor's the 3 seed, and guard play matters heavily. All right, and guard play matters heavily in the NCAA tournament. Baylor has some really good guards, so we'll see if they can make it past UCSB and then the winner of Creighton and NC State, which I don't think Baylor's going to have a problem with that. Who does he have?
He picked Kansas.
He has Purdue versus Kansas, and Kansas winning.
That's a good pick. I'd like that game.
Pretty chalky though. I think he had all the 1 seeds in the Final Four. So we'll see how Terrell's bracket does, I guess. Yeah. But no, that Alabama has the easiest path to the Final Four. I don't think they make it. But out of all the 1 seeds, they really don't have much competition because I mean, their second round matchups either going to be Maryland or West Virginia. I don't know much about West Virginia, but I do know that Maryland lost to Nebraska. So, and not saying Nebraska was terrible this year, but Nebraska is not the greatest team this year.
Speaking of Nebraska, they lost a good one yesterday to the transfer portal. Oleg Koenitz decides to leave Nebraska. He is one of Rico's guys. Most of Rico's guys, I've noticed, sometimes don't finish their careers at Nebraska.
I am heartbroken.
But obviously, Oleg did get some minutes there at the end. Blaise Keita dealing with some injuries. Breidenbach and, of course, Keita were the top backups there. Koenitz seems like a kind of a longer-term project, probably at this point in his career. Going to work out to play elsewhere. But at the same time,
to Purdue.
Probably Purdue. That would make sense. But
then he'll be the next great center. That's how this is going to work. He's going to go to Purdue. He's going to get big man coaching because they know how to coach big men.
Oh yeah,
and he's going to be great.
Just for him on the bench would make sense there.
I love Oleg. I'm going to miss him.
I do look forward to see where he plays. But obviously for Nebraska, this is not a huge hit. He's kind of a developmental guy.
Fly high,
maybe opens up a scholarship and kind of we'll see what happens with Nebraska moving forward. The big eyes of the offseason will still be upon Keisei Tamanaga. And, the reason that Koenitz is in the transfer portal is because it opened up. So very, very interesting to watch that moving forward. If you say, besides Tominaga, who do you think is the most valuable Husker that you almost just hold your breath for the offseason for anybody at this point?
There are 2 of them.
Tied.
Juwan Gary, Jamarcus Lawrence. Those are the 2 that you need to come back next season. And that's just of the guys that played. If you're looking at guys who didn't play, Ramel Lloyd Jr., Karan McPherson, very important pieces. I mean, Karan was going to play some minutes this year. I don't know how many minutes. He probably would have gotten more as the injuries happened. And then Ramel Lloyd Jr., they were talking about taking his red shirt off halfway through the season. So you believe that, even if he came into Nebraska and wasn't quite ready to play about halfway through the season, whether it was due to injury or whether it was due to what he was doing in practice. They were considering burning his red shirt for only half of a season. So as long as or if he comes back, I believe that he'll be a very integral part of Nebraska's team. So it's going to be a fun maybe off season for Nebraska basketball, and hopefully they're not going to have to jump into the transfer portal and rebuild their entire roster. But with Oleg leaving, I mean, no matter how sad I am, however unfortunate it is, that does open up another spot for Nebraska to go into the portal and pull somebody out of. Although that does kind of thin your big man rotation a little bit, even if he wasn't giving you, any scoring or he was giving you very little in rebounding. He was still another big body you could throw out there to spell Derek Walker when he was here, or for next year to spell a Wilhelm, to spell a Blaze Keita. So we'll have to see where they go in the transfer portal, because I'm sure they're going to be looking for another big man.
Yeah, and a reminder too, I think sometimes you think, well, you've got to replace Derek Walker and his productivity and all that stuff. I think, especially in basketball, your team can look very different from year to year. So I don't think they necessarily need a Derek Walker type. They don't necessarily need a Sam Griesel type. They might need guys to fill in the rotation for those minutes. But they could be a different looking team next year. But it will be a change for this team, because whenever you needed a bucket, Derek Walker and his near 70% career shooting was a pretty good place to go, not just because he would bully his way in there and finish well at the rim, but also he was good at finding guys open or getting guys open as well. So that will be something they have to overcome. And I think too, next year, again, we're talking Husker basketball because Oleg Koenitz in the transfer portal.
Goodbye, my sweet son.
And it's very sad for Rico.
In the arms of the angels.
He'll be playing somewhere else. He'll be playing somewhere else. Me. Just gotta let your son go to college.
I tweeted like "fly high, young man" or whatever, and Nick responds, "He's transferring. He's not dead.
He's not. He'll be fine."
I miss him so much.
But Nebraska too. I think the interest is going to be. Obviously, again, the expectation can't be set until you know the roster. So, like realistic outside expectations for what this team's going to do. But just in general, program-wise, it is to take the next step. Obviously, another step back would likely kind of reset it, if you know what I'm talking about, with the program there. So that will be interesting because we've said it before.
Baki did the thing. Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry to interrupt you. The thing happened.
What's the thing?
Aaron Rodgers did the thing.
Did he? Is it official?
Aaron Rodgers confirms that he wants to play for the Jets and that the Packers want to move on from him. He says the holdup is that the Packers are trying to get the right trade package from the Jets.
Okay. Well, we were told that he was the holdup, but now we're told
that is what Adam Schefter said.
Yeah.
So who's right? Who's right? Adam Schefter with all of the insight through everybody, or Aaron Rodgers, the guy who's going to get traded? Who do you believe?
Wasn't this official for like was that the Schefter thing for like 2 minutes? Like
no, it wasn't. It wasn't him. It was no, it wasn't Shefty.
Okay.
It was somebody else that tweeted it out, and then Schefter and somebody else were like, "No, that's not yet."
For like 15 minutes, that was like
we were like, "He's gone," but no, not quite yet. But he confirms he wants to play for the Jets.
Okay.
He's going to play for the Jets. They just need to get the right trade package. Maybe it'll be a 3rd round pick. I don't know.
Yeah. You never know with what's going on out there. Some of these trades are very misbalanced, but everybody's got to get Rodgers off the books.
Everybody stop it. Everybody keeps saying they finally freed Oleg. No, that's not the type of... That's not what I wanted!
That is probably true. I love that. That's actually really good.
Hashtag Oleg freed.
Oleg has been freed. I mean, he's go. I don't know where he's gonna go, but I assume he's looking for more minutes opportunities.
I am a broken man.
That's what you get for connecting yourself to like the 11th guy on the team.
Look, somebody needs to love them, and that's me. I need a Kolyunets jersey.
Yeah.
Do you think I can get one from the Huskers shop? Do you think they have that? Like, everybody wants a K-State jersey and a Derek Walker jersey, Sam Griesel, Sam Hoiberg. Everybody wants that. No, I want Oleg, all right? Get me an Oleg jersey.
People be like, are you part of his family?
Can anybody put me in contact with somebody that can provide me with an Oleg Kolyunets jersey? It doesn't have to be game worn. I don't care about that. First off, it wouldn't fit me. It would be a dress. I want to find a place to buy a Kolyunets jersey. It's necessary.
You're gonna have to probably what do they call it? Go on the website and do that yourself,
The
like
dark
it's your
web.
own last name. The dark web is where you get Oleg Koenitz jerseys, or Oleg himself. As he's leaving, maybe he's got a few extra ones in the closet.
I need to meet Oleg. I just
There
want to
you
give
go.
him a hug.
Yeah, that's a weird sight in and of itself.
Just fly high, young man.
All right, we'll talk. We got more coming up here on the Ticket Water Cooler. Obviously, that Aaron Rodgers news just breaking. We'll jump into that. Lots of college football notes as well. We'll do that next year on the Ticket Water Cooler, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it is Truck Month at Koppel, and we are pulling out all of the stops for this gigantic event. The lots are starting to fill, and we have some great deals for you waiting in Louisville. Brand new GMC Sierra Light Duty and new Silverado Light Duty trucks. All trim levels have up to $4,000 in discounts. That's right, up to $4,000 off all new light duty trucks right now at Koppel, so do not wait. Now is the time to buy a new truck, so stop on in or visit us online at koppelcars.com. You must have a trade-in and finance with Koppel. All deals with approved credit.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Problem gambling is not just a financial issue. It's an emotional problem with financial consequences. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you're to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Nutrition Authority presents Fusion 30, an ultra-clean protein powder ideal for anyone wanting to look better, feel better, or perform better. Fusion 30 can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today for a free sample, visit with a certified nutritionist, and get better than internet pricing. For store info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $20 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
The Empire brand is growing with ESC fabrication and sandblasting. ESC is your place for custom handrails, industrial and commercial painting, and more. ESC provides custom welding for aluminum and stainless steel and media blasting of all sorts. ESC has great attention to detail. They stick to deadlines and keep within your budget. If you can dream it, they can make it. Contact ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting in Waverly today at 531-207-9329.
Forget the lame excuses this year. Your boss already knows why you can't make it to work. Join 93.7 The Ticket on Thursday and Friday, March 16th and 17th at Buffalo Wings and Rings at 68th and O for March Mayhem. Come early on Thursday to get a ping pong ball with a lucky team on it. And stay all day for prizes throughout and buzzer beater upsets. And Friday, yeah, enjoy green beers for St. Patrick's Day and day 2 of the NCAA tournament at Buffalo Wings and Rings, 68th and O. Back to the Ticket Water Cooler on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
here on the Ticket Water Cooler on 93.7 The Ticket, a day away from the two greatest days in sports, really, but certainly some of the best days of the year. The first round and getting into the second round of college basketball. Of course, that will be on Saturday and Sunday. I thought it was kind of funny because you said this the other day, and I didn't know if this was just me. As much as I love this tournament, as much as I love Thursday and Friday, I do kind of get a little bit, and I don't say worn out, but there is this period in the Sweet 16 or Elite 8 where every game doesn't become must watch. It's just kind of like, let's get to the Final Four.
You're just like, all right, figure it out.
Yeah.
I get it.
There are some, if your team's involved, then you're glued. Don't
You're
get
like,
me
oh,
wrong.
congratulations, you're in the Sweet 16. Figure it out. Get to the Elite 8, get to the Final Four. That's all I care about now.
Yeah. There's some great Elite 8 games out there, too. It's a lot of basketball, and it wears on people at times, but I can't wait for it. Obviously, this Thursday and Friday is going to be fantastic. We'll be once again out at Wings and Rings, 68th and 0. And if you need a place to listen to some of the games here after our regular programming, Thursday and Friday we'll also have the night games thanks to Westwood One. So on 93.7 The Ticket. So a lot of fun there. Like we were saying before we went to break, breaking news as far as Aaron Rodgers is on the Pat McAfee show again. And he tells Pat that he intends to play for the Jets as the Packers work out this trade. So you just kind of wonder what the package is coming back for the Packers. I'm somewhat interested in that too, because I know Aaron Rodgers to the Jets kind of changes that franchise, changes that division. I mean, you're talking Rodgers versus Josh Allen twice a year. That's going to be fun for hopefully as long as that goes.
We're talking Bill Belichick shutting down Aaron Rodgers twice a year.
Yeah,
so
Bill
exciting.
Belichick finally taking on Aaron Rodgers.
So exciting.
And then of course just Miami. I mean that
and then
they've been hot. It's not then Miami. They might be the best team of the, one of the better teams of the group. The Bills are probably the best one, but Jalen Ramsey added to that team. I mean,
Bach, are you like silently Jake Sorensen right now?
I'm not.
What happened?
I'm not. That was.
Did Jake and Jake switch? What's going on right now?
That was a playoff team a year ago that just added Jalen Ramsey. I think that's
They don't have a quarterback, Bach.
They do have a quarterback.
That quarterback is one head bounce away from never playing football again.
I agree with you there. We've touched on how.
And then what do they have?
It's a bit uncomfortable watching.
Mike White,
and probably Skylar Thompson.
I doubt that. Whatever, man. I guess. Do you want to hear some more about? I have nothing else for the Miami Dolphins. Do you want to hear some more about Aaron Rodgers? What he was saying on the Pat McAfee show?
Yes.
This is all coming from Ian Rappaport, who is listening to the Pat McAfee show. He says that Aaron Rodgers says a lot of things going back to 2020. He said that Rodgers went into the darkness 90% retiring. This is a direct quote from Rodgers. 90% retiring. But it was clear to me at that point, while the Packers were saying the right things publicly, they were going to move on. Says he wishes he had heard they wanted to move on earlier. Then Rodgers says, direct quote, I will say this. This isn't a decision day. This isn't me announcing to the world what's going on. We're days past this. This is clearing things up. No, this is you finally telling us that you're wanting to play next season. He never told anybody that he wanted to play.
Yeah, and then I don't know. Going into the darkness retreat,
I was gonna retire.
90% retired, and now he's coming. I mean, I don't know. The guy just loves attention, as you can see by joining the Pat McAfee show. So we'll
and I guess he told Adam. So after what I told you, the Adam Schefter thing, when he was saying that it's Rodgers' fault, Aaron Rodgers apparently told Adam Schefter to lose his number.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers texted Adam Schefter after receiving a text from the ESPN insider, lose my number. Well, then.
You might have to change your number, Aaron. I don't think Schefter's just going to throw it away.
No, I'm going with Adam Schefter on this one. I'm siding with Adam Schefter on this one. Sorry, Aaron. Not like I was ever really.
He's just so exhausting to deal with.
I guess he said it to Diana Rossini as well, to lose his number. Lose my number. Quote, lose my number. Nice try.
Nice try. Well, that's what the Jets have to look forward to. Plenty more, off season. If they sign him for too long, I'm interested to see kind of what the deal is, or if he's going to stay on the current deal because of that. I mean, that sounds like you maybe have one more go at it, but you never know. I mean, Aaron Donald was this close to retirement either. Also an attention getter on Super Bowl Sunday, of all things, announced that he might retire. And then all of a sudden he comes back and gets a 3-year deal. And
the
Rams are terrible and they're rebuilding and there's no sign of Aaron Rodgers.
But the difference between Donald and Rodgers is that Aaron Donald said it on Super Bowl Sunday, and then you didn't hear anything else from him. He's not going on podcast saying, I'm going to go to a darkness retreat. I'm going to do this. I don't know if I'm going to play. It was just Aaron Donald, and then the next thing you know, you see him working out, and then the next thing, he posts the picture of him still jacked. You're like, wow, that guy looks like he could still play. I hope he's not going to retire. And then, a 3-year deal gets inked. And it's like, oh, I guess he's not. He wasn't searching for attention. He was just, if they would have won, he would have retired.
I don't know. I still don't know about that either, but I do know that I was looking at some of the numbers too. There's only almost 500,000 viewers of the Pat McAfee show right now. So that's it's certainly grabbing numbers.
He's a regular guest, but at this point and I got that wrong. He announced that he was going to possibly retire. Donald did during this Super Bowl. They weren't in the Super Bowl. I don't know. Maybe he just had a change of heart, but he wasn't really searching for attention. He was just kind of like, maybe I'll step back after this. But Rodgers is a regular guest on the Pat McAfee show, but today is just extra special because you just keep hearing him talk about possibly retiring, possibly playing. He might be traded to the Jets. Oh, it's his fault he's not traded to the Jets. Oh, no, it's the Jets and the Packers have to work it out. It's just all of this left and right. Aaron Rodgers' name is currently constantly always in the news. And now finally he's like, oh, no, like this, I've always wanted to play for the Jets. This is just me clearing things up. Like, of course, this deal should be done already. I don't know what the holdup is. No, Aaron, it's you. It's you, Aaron.
It's always been you.
You went into the darkness 90% retiring, and you haven't said you were going to play again.
I just don't want to. That's the most exhausting part for me just to hear is that he went into the darkness 90% retired.
Into the dark.
He had to make that the reason why he's coming back.
Yeah, good for you. So the darkness retreat worked.
It worked for him to work for the Jets, I guess.
Oh, good for him.
But it's interesting too that just the parallels between Brett Favre now and Aaron Rodgers. The very same thing happening. Ended up playing for the Jets right afterwards. Hopefully, if you remember, the Jets' tenure with Brett Favre is mostly known for pictures.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen.
To get into.
Yeah,
but Aaron Rodgers, hopefully that goes a little bit better. Like we said, at least on the field. Off the field, I'm exhausted. Yeah. But on the field, it will be very fun in the AFC East next year.
So, Vikings fans, buckle up.
Yeah,
you're next.
You might get Aaron Rodgers after hating him for all those years. That was the weirdest thing. Remember, they had the Madden cover with Favre in a Packers uniform, and then he switched that offseason.
Yeah,
so they
like
re-released it with the Vikings uniform. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, I don't know if that'll happen.
Yeah,
I don't even know who the Vikings had before they got Favre. Was it Culpepper? That was way back. Culpepper's too far.
Yeah, I don't even remember. I think they were probably between quarterbacks. I'm trying to.
It wasn't Teddy, not yet.
No.
I don't know who they
before
had.
Favre.
Yeah. Who did they? Text line 402-464-5685. Who was the quarterback the year before Favre got to the Vikings?
I want to look it up now.
You're going to look it up now?
Yeah.
Because
text line can help in beat
because
me.
There's no way that Rodgers, I don't know, this aged of Rodgers, 2 years with the Jets and then going to the Vikings. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying if he follows the Brett Favre trajectory, that's what's going to happen. There's no way he takes over for Kirk Cousins. Although Kirk is Kirk, he's at this current age. I think that I would rather have Kirk Cousins than Aaron Rodgers.
You know why you couldn't remember is because I could give you.
Was it Christian Ponder?
No, it was Gus Frerotte.
Oh, that is a name I have not heard in years.
Yeah, you would.
Somebody said, was it Tavares Jackson? I remember
Tavares Jackson.
That was a good one.
Yeah, for a second. It didn't work out. But
good pull, Texter.
Yeah. That was a good memory.
That's a good pull.
Forgot all about Tavares.
Gus Frerotte.
Tavares Jackson was the year before.
Okay. So Tavares Jackson, then Gus Frerotte.
Yes. A couple of rough years there. For
How many teams did Gus play for? I know he played for the Jags as well.
I'm not sure.
We'll look into that later.
Prominently, not too many. Thank you, Aaron Rodgers. Because of you today, Gus Frerotte and Tavares Jackson
got mentioned. There you go.
Yeah, it's the first time in 10 years, maybe ever at the ticket, because the ticket wasn't around at the time. This may be the first Tavares Jackson and Gus Frerotte talk. Although with Tom,
we'd have to ask Schaefer and
Tom
Stevens.
Stevens and Schaefer probably maybe have brought it up before.
I'll have to ask him. I'll text him. I'm going to tweet at both of them and say, hey, do you remember Gus Frerotte?
Do you ever just echo those names on the airwaves? Because I'm not sure.
Unnamed texter says, didn't Gus injure himself headbutting the wall after he scored a touchdown? Was that him?
I don't think that was Gus.
I don't think that was Gus.
Yeah.
Headbutt wall injury. That's what you look. That's what you look up.
That's true.
I think I can look it up faster than you. Maybe.
Yeah, you might be able to. I do remember that. I don't think that was Farrat though.
Yeah, it was Gus Farrat.
Okay, so it was. He had better memory than us.
There you go, Texter. Jake Sorensen. Yes, it was him.
Who was what team was he with at that time?
Let's see. Not the Vikings. Washington.
Washington. The Washington football
Yep,
team.
he threw the football against the wall. They were playing. Who were they playing? Maybe the Jets. There's a green wall. Could be the Eagles, actually. Threw the ball against the wall, went up, headbutted it, and was immediately dazed. You could just see it in his face. He was like, oh, wait a minute. Strained neck, celebrating a touchdown back in 1997.
Good for Gus Farrat.
Good on you, Gus.
At least he lasted, that long to take over. It didn't work, so they brought Brett Favre in.
Yeah,
and then that did work. The Vikings team was really good right away.
Oh, God.
Should have won the Super Bowl.
Jake Sorensen. Gus Farrat also led the Dolphins to 6 straight wins after a 3-7 start to finish 9-7 in the Nick Saban era in Miami. Gus Farrat's been around forever.
Gus Farrat's got a lot of stories that we can go back to for him. But after forgetting he existed, now all these memories come flooding.
We'll have to ask DP about Gus Farrat.
Yeah, I mean,
I wonder if he was with Washington. I wonder if he was in Washington in 97. I don't know where DP was.
Yeah.
Washington, Carolina, Utah, Texas. He was somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the country.
Also, I think we should probably mention this, although I don't want to. Husker baseball 10-6 lost to Omaha last night in a sloppy performance. They fall to 9-5-1. Is this just a case again?
Just a bump in the road.
Just a bump in the road.
Just a bump in the road. They've been playing super well over the past couple games. This one just not their best game. A very sloppy, San Diego-esque. The San Diego trip, it was about that. The pitching was just off. Wild pitches, walks, hitting batters, just off. The bats woke up a little too late, and then the pitching didn't help out. They took the lead at one point late in the game, but then the pitching kind of let them down and let Omaha back into it. So I'm gonna chalk this up as a bump in the road, and I believe that they'll be fine. Although the next game, their home series is on the road in Manhattan because of weather.
And it's free if you want to go down there.
Yeah. So make the drive to Manhattan and watch Nebraska play a home game at Kansas State.
Yes. And watch NCAA tournament while you're doing it.
Exactly.
So.
Perfect.
Sounds pretty fun to me.
Sounds awesome.
All right, let's go ahead and take a break. We've got some more college football news and notes around the corner, and plenty more as we wrap up the Ticket Water Cooler. Of course, Nick Sainert is back, so he might jump in with us as well for the crossover that's coming up next year on 93.7 The Ticket.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. It's right here in Lincoln. Ribs, wings, catfish, coleslaw, cornbread, grits. I mean, I'd say it's food like your grandma used to make, but my grandma never made food like that. If you haven't already, you've got to give it a try. Check out their location across from South Point at 27th and Pine Lake, or find their food truck at events all over town, or visit them online at maryellens.com to see the full menu. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Let them fix you a plate.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln by offering a number of services. From group homes for special needs adults to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the intellectual and developmental disability services your loved one needs to live a fulfilling life. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a more rewarding career, learn more about available positions. Learn more about services for your loved ones or employment today at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Are you looking for a solid, stable career in assembly, CNC machining, or injection molding? We got you covered. Hi, Bob Williams, HR Director for Garner Industries, a world-class manufacturer with a 70-year history right here in Lincoln. And I just listed some great career opportunities that you can find by logging into GarnerIndustries.com. If you want top pay, excellent benefits, flexible work hours, and the opportunity to work in a clean, modern, air-conditioned facility with great people, contact me today by applying online at GarnerIndustries.com.
Nutrition Authority presents Fusion 30, an ultra-clean protein powder ideal for anyone wanting to look better, feel better, or perform better. Fusion 30 can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today for a free sample, visit with a certified nutritionist, and get better than internet pricing. For store info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
This is Jay Foreman. When I played football for Nebraska and in the NFL, I wore protective gear to safeguard my health. Today, I'm not only protecting my health, but everyone in our community by staying up to date with the bivalent COVID vaccine. Update your protection with the bivalent COVID vaccine while it's still free. Find out more at healthylincoln.org. That's healthylincoln.org.
Meeting your goal of having a healthy diet has never been easier than with the Venue at Home Healthy Living subscription. Chef-inspired meals that are health conscious and delivered right to your door every week. All you have to do is heat and eat. We offer delicious entrees, gluten-free pastas, fresh rice bowls, soups, salads, and more. Build your own package as a subscription to receive meals every week, designed to help you meet your dietary goals. Order your custom healthy meal package at venueathome.net.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy St. Patrick's Day. We encourage those who go out to make smart decisions behind the wheel or plan accordingly to have someone lined up for a safe ride home. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Windy but warm here for your Wednesday. South winds could gust over 35, but an afternoon high of 68. Increasing clouds tonight with a low of 38. We'll reach a high of 43 tomorrow, but then see falling temps in the afternoon with a rain-snow mix possible and north winds gusting near 50. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to the Ticket Water Cooler on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back on a very entertaining day here on the Ticket Water Cooler on 93.7 The Ticket. We welcome back in our friend Nick Stinnett for a happy hour crossover here. Nick, back. I hope that you are well rested and ready to roll and that your phone is working by now.
I am feeling much better. The 2 days off was great. And Rico, once again, I publicly apologize for my phone freezing up this morning.
Hey, it's okay.
And I have repaid you in a barbecue bacon Swiss burger.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Yes, it is delicious. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Now, you've been quite entertained. I know you've been in the back watching the Pat McAfee show because Aaron Rodgers is on there. Has it been as entertaining as we've been reading through the Twitter, I suppose?
So Aaron Rodgers absolutely buried Adam Schefter.
I don't think so.
He comes out on top of it because now Schefter got the upper hand there now. But there's this. So basically what happened was there was that report that there was a demands list from Aaron Rodgers on, hey, Jets, this is who you need to sign if
Randall
you want me to
Cobb
come.
And Alan
Randall.
Lazard.
There was even talks of like Jordy Nelson coming and being a part of the organization.
Mercedes Lewis.
Yeah. There was OBJ, things like that.
OBJ
right?
wants $20 million. That's not happening.
Well, so anyway, Pat McAfee was like, hey, did you ask for this demands list? And he was just like, nah, man, I'm going to tell you the same thing that I told Schefter and I told that Diana Rossini or whatever her name is. And like, that's what Aaron Rodgers
Did he say
saying.
that? That's rude.
Yes. Yeah. And he's like, I think that's her name. And he was like, and even like Rappaport. And he was like coming at all these big time
talking up the names.
journalists.
So what you're telling me?
No, he was like, I'm going to tell you the same thing. Lose my number. My number. And then Shefty tweets out the screenshot of his messages that says, lose my number. Nice try, though, or a good try on that one, or something like that. And so Schefter goes confirmed on the Aaron Rodgers text message. So, I mean, completely buried him because, like,
Well, the thing is,
but
Diana and Rappaport and Shefty are all just doing their jobs, and they're reporting what they've been given. And
but he was like,
if three different insiders are given the same information, there is some truth to it.
Aaron, and here's the deal: like, they're doing their job. It was funny because Aaron Rodgers is like, I don't know how they got my number, but they got it, and I still don't know how they got my number, but here we are. And he was saying something along the lines also of, he was like, who wouldn't want to play with Odell Beckham Jr.? Who wouldn't want to play with Randall Cobb? Who wouldn't want to play with Allen Lazard? And I'm like, sitting here going, I don't know.
Well, considering that OBJ went unsigned last season, it looks like 32 other quarterbacks.
So it's just interesting to kind of hear it from here on out. But no, it sounds like he's going to be a Jet.
Yeah.
So, which now that's intriguing because Aaron Rodgers with like Garrett Wilson is going to be fun to see when Breece Hall comes back healthy. That's going to be a pretty good offense for Robert Saleh and Nathaniel Hackett to work with. So,
yeah, like I said,
even though Saleh was more, I believe, a defense coordinator when he was an assistant.
Aaron Rodgers to the Vikings in 2024 confirmed.
Yeah, you said that. What is that? What do you mean by that?
Well, that's what Brett Favre did.
He
played for the Jets for one season, and then he went to Minnesota.
Well, it was really interesting because he was like, he's admitted on the show when I was listening to it. He was talking about like, when I walked out of Lambeau, like I was going to retire, like my day, like the clock hit zero, and I kind of just had the idea like, okay, I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna walk off with Randall Cobb here, and we're gonna be good to go. And then he was talking now how he wants to play again
because of the
Jets.
darkness retreat.
Yeah, 90% retired going into the darkness, and then he comes out and he goes, he comes out and he never says, "I do want to play football again." He came out and he didn't say anything. Like that's the thing is him saying, "Oh, this is just me confirming that I want to play for the Jets." No, this is you telling everybody that you want to play for the Jets. You never said anything.
Well, and that's where like I know a lot of the like Packers fans were mad because there was a lot. I mean, obviously there's a ton of money involved here, and we're in that tampering period of the free agency or whatever the unofficial name is for it, where they can verbally agree to contracts, but they can't sign them until a certain day. And so we're in that period, and you see all these names coming off the board, Jimmy Garoppolo, and maybe the Packers aren't in the market for a quarterback because I know they
got Jordan Love.
They talked about how Jordan Love made big strides during the season last year and how at the beginning of the last season they weren't, too excited about what Jordan Love could do, but he made some big strides throughout last season and things like that. So maybe they feel comfortable with Jordan Love, but it's like you re-signed Aaron Jones. Like Aaron Jones is going to be here be there for another year. And so now it's Jordan Love, but now Lazard left because Lazard was not happy after the year.
No.
And because he even said in a post-game thing, he's like, this is my last game for Green Bay or last game at Lambeau or whatever. So,
does that have to do with his quarterback or his offensive coordinator?
Well, so that's the thing. So it's like
maybe he went to New York thinking that Rodgers wouldn't follow.
For the other, not because he wanted to play with him, because he didn't want to play.
And then he gets the news today. He goes, "Dang it!
What's the last place on earth that Aaron Rodgers?
He ain't going to the Jets.
He's not going to the Jets.
They have Zach Wilson."
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just really crazy kind of conversation to have. But I do think it's going to be interesting, and I will kind of eat my words here because I said it right when it came out that he might go to the Jets. I was like, there is no way that Aaron Rodgers is going to the Jets. There's just I was completely wrong, and
I was right.
Rico was correct.
Again, I love the what this does to the AFC East, but it also makes it interesting. And I know Tom Brady and the dominance that the Patriots had over that long period of time maybe held those other organizations down. But like they beat them down. I mean, those tough times for those organizations. And now, just a few years removed from Tom Brady leaving, they've probably got some of their best teams. And you hesitate to say that with the Jets, but certainly with the Bills and the Dolphins that they had the whole time that the Patriots were dominant.
Oh, that's really interesting. And now you look at the NFC North with the Packers,
yes.
with the Packers and Bears and Lions and Vikings. And you go,
that is a crappy division.
What's going on there? What is going on? Like
Kirk Cousins is the best quarterback in that division.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Kirk, Goff, Fields, Love. That is the order.
There you go.
Yeah.
I would take Fields over Goff, but in terms of success,
maybe in long term.
In terms of success, it goes.
And that's what I was. That's what I was
might go
gonna
Goff
say.
over Cousins. Actually,
that's what I was going to say. I mean, like the Bears just signed a wide receiver, didn't they?
The Bears signed a lot of people. I don't know.
The Bears just signed a wide receiver, I want to say, just a couple of days ago to pair with. They got the trade. They just traded
with the
for
Panthers.
DJ Moore.
Yeah, with the Panthers.
Just traded for DJ Moore. That was right. That's right. And so, like, I'm interested to see what now Justin Fields can do with a couple receivers, because you don't have necessarily a clear cut like all
DJ
pro
Moore.
receiver, but it's DJ Moore who's your number one. And then you have Chase Claypool. When he got traded to the Bears, it was like, okay, Chase Claypool's not really a number one.
If
but
he
like,
gets his head out of his butt.
He's better than what they had in Khalil Herbert. So it's like, it is what it is. And now they let David Montgomery walk. So we'll see what
he's going to the Lions.
Yeah, we'll see what Ezekiel Elliott does. I mean, when he gets cut from the Cowboys. So
fun times ahead. We'll see. And still, we want to see what Green Bay is going to get for Aaron Rodgers. Is it a couple first rounders?
Exactly. And like Kenny Golladay is a receiver that's out there right now that the Bears could look at. Like
it'll be a third round pick, just like all these other all pros. these Pro Bowlers and all pros are going for third round picks. So obviously he goes for a second. Sorry,
well, it's weird because also the Jets seem to be the only real interested team. So can you how easy can you bargain if there's just one?
Yeah, the Jets seem like
suitor.
we're the only team that wants him.
Yeah,
like we're going to give you this, and this is what you're going to accept.
So it might not be a huge package.
Take Zach Wilson and be happy.
That's what's interesting, is because now like the Packers are in a spot. Now they've come out and said that like he's going to be in their Hall of Fame and things like that.
I mean, yeah,
and understandably so. And he's reiterated multiple times that there's no like malice against the Packers or Green Bay.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't believe that necessarily either. However, it'd be interesting if we get into like a strong arm situation to where it's like, do you want Aaron Rodgers or should we just let him retire? But then the Jets can also be like, do you want to get anything for Aaron Rodgers?
Or do you just want to let him retire?
Just want to let him retire?
Now, how much,
so it's going to be really interesting.
How much should we blame the Packers for creating this monster? Because they did.
Yes.
I mean, to be serious, I mean, to be honest, they did. They drafted Jordan Love at a time when it just didn't really make a whole lot of sense. Now we can see the fruition of it kind of coming into play, but he's won 2 MVPs since they drafted Jordan Love. So, I mean, yes, it might have been. I mean, that relationship might have been sour, and it's kind of frustrating. But the Packers soured it to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, they never surrounded him with any. They never drafted any first round talent to pair with Aaron Rodgers. They got lucky, and Devontae Adams turned into what he is.
They drafted Eddie Lacy in the first round.
And then
they didn't surround him with any. Actually, no. Eddie Lacy was a second. Eddie Lacy was a second.
Well, and Eddie Lacy was going to be fine, and then he just decided to get overweight in the offseason and then not shed any of it when they told him that they
ate himself out of the league.
Well,
unfortunately,
here's one other thing that Aaron Rodgers has said is he's like, the one thing I want is transparency. He's like, that's all I care about. Just tell me the truth and tell me straight up.
Well, that's what happens when fans own the team.
Well, and it's like immediately what I thought about was Jordan Love. And that conversation and that insane couple of days where it was like, what are the Packers doing? They finally use a first round pick
on an
offseason guy, or excuse me, on an offensive guy, and they take a quarterback.
Yep.
To back up their Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
And it wouldn't have been a problem if they would have told him. Like, that was the thing, is he wasn't told. And he was like, that's the only thing that I'm upset about, is they didn't inform me what they were doing. And this is what happened and blah, blah, blah. But either way, he didn't. The reports coming out was that he didn't want to mentor him or whatever. So we'll see if the Jets keep Zach Wilson, if they still believe that he's their quarterback of the future. Is Aaron Rodgers going to be willing to mentor him and try to bring him along on the path of becoming a really good quarterback? I don't know. Nobody knows. But this is just a ridiculous couple of weeks, couple of months with this Aaron Rodgers fiasco that's going on. Also, Baker Mayfield's going to Tampa. So
yeah,
but that's just buried.
well, I'm looking at the 2020 NFL draft, right? And that was the year that they took Jordan Love 26th overall.
Yeah.
These are our wide receivers that have been taken within the next 10 or 15 picks. T. Higgins, Michael Pittman Jr., Laviska Shenault, it's something. It's not great.
Might not have worked out.
It might not have worked out. You had Brandon Ayuk taken one spot ahead of Jordan Love. And then you had a couple other really good just players altogether.
Yeah,
I guess.
Right at the end. Jonathan Taylor was there. They didn't necessarily need a running back, I guess. Jonathan Taylor was there. Chase Claypool was 20 picks later.
Claypool's good in his first year, and then he's kind of fallen off a little bit. But yeah.
So it's just, I mean, and here's the thing: if Jordan Love works out, then
then this is a moot point.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, you had J.K. Dobbins. That was Jalen Hurts was 30 picks later.
Everybody missed on Jalen.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Well, exactly. Yeah. I mean,
and Aaron Rodgers, for what it's worth, 39 years old. I think the Zach Wilson stuff, the Jets pretty much gave up on him midseason and then said, but not give up. The idea was he's not ready. So they know that he's not ready. And so hopefully, and I think Aaron Rodgers would be willing to help him along.
And how do we view Mike White now? Like
he's going to Miami.
Mike White's going to Miami, but do we expect to see him at some point?
He is one head bounce away from a starter.
That's how I feel.
Yeah,
that's sort of how I feel too.
So I said, and Tua is one head bounce away from being done with football altogether.
Yeah, and hopefully
Which is
not
so
worse than that.
I mean, it's
so
so sad,
very strange. But
because you wonder how different it'd be if they handled it correctly.
Yeah, just the first
handled
one.
it morally or ethically correctly in the after the first concussion.
Yeah. All right, that'll wrap it up for the crossover and for the ticket water cooler. No need to fear, though. These guys will be right back for the happy hour. They'll be back here in just a few moments, and we will be back tomorrow from Wings and Rings, 68th and O. So come out there and join us for 68, folks. Get ping pong balls with a name of a team on it, and if your team wins, obviously you get a prize. So that will be fun. Join us out there for the ticket water cooler tomorrow. Happy hour coming up next.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the